Am I in the right spot?
Yes, we're rolling.
Does it look good?
You look fantastic.
I doubt that.
You always look fantastic. So, let's recap. If I were to use a $300 machine and the right coil, and you had an expensive machine and a wrong coil, you're saying I could technically find more than you?
Not technically, but you will find more than me because I have what's wrong. Hey, welcome to Gone Digging. My name is Matt, and this is the Metal Detecting for Beginners series. I'm glad you came to join me. Farther along in this video, you're going to see a metal detecting hunt in a big open farm field with a limited amount of time and a lot of different area to metal detect. So what I want you to do is to reach down in that comment section and tell me which coil you think I chose to go out and hunt this farm field. But until then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you today about coil selection and why it's so important to pick the right coil for the right task. Often in my metal detecting videos, you'll see me use a various amount of a large variety of machines, and you'll see different size coils on those machines throughout all of the videos. And today I just wanted to talk about that. So what you have here is a display of Minelab GPX coils. They're all different sizes, shapes, and manufacturing, how they were manufactured. But all the principles that we're going to talk about today apply to any machine that you were to go out and metal detect with. Whether that's the Garrett A series, a Minelab Equinox, or even a Nocta Macro Simplex. All of these things have all the principles applied to all metal detectors across the board. So first thing we're going to talk about is my definition of trash. When I talk about trash, I talk about iron. Iron targets within the ground, whether it's from a barn, a house site, or the building of a home. I generally don't talk about trash when it refers to what I refer to as garbage. Those are good targets that are going to give you a good signal that are unavoidable. Garbage are pull tabs, aluminum foils, can slaw, and any sort of junk brass, whether it's a shotgun casing or anything like that, that would give you a good sound, but is not going to be a desirable target. So, when you're hunting in a heavy trash or heavy iron infested area, my go-to coil is the small coil. Whether that's a 5x8 like the Garrett AT Pro series or this Joey coil for the Minelab GPX. These coils allow better target separation because the search area is so much smaller. This is a double D coil, and that means the search area is right down through the center of this coil, leaving very little chance for multiple targets within the same area. And it's generally going to be the best coil for you to hunt heavy iron infested areas. The next coil, which you're going to probably be most familiar with, is the 11-inch coil. It's going to be the standard stock coil for many machines, whether it's a CTX 3030, a Minelab Equinox 800, a Nocta Macro, Amphibio or Simplex, or even some of the Ace series, the Ace 400s. The stock 11-inch coil is a great coil for good target separation and great depth. Again, with this coil, your search area is right down through the center, allowing a little more depth, but it's also going to give you good target separation because of that area. So this is the Minelab GPX Commander Series 11-inch coil, and I have the stock CTX 3030 coil. Again, your separation and your search area is directly through the center of the coil, and your search area actually comes down and comes around in a bubble fashion. So they're still going to give you great depth. When you move outside of the GPX series, or I'm sorry, the stock series, you move into some of the larger coils, the Nail Tornadoes, the 13x13s, 15x15s, or even the Detect coils. Detectniks, Detects, all of them make great aftermarket coils. This one is a 12 by 15. Now a little bit larger search area down through the center here, but increased coil size gives you better search area coverage and more depth. Often what I see is many people will lean towards the larger coils for more depth, but you have to be very sharp or very smart about your depth versus separation, because if you find yourself in a site that has too much iron, this is a hindrance and not a help, even when the 11-inch coil could be better, or the smaller coil like the Joey coil, or even the Minelab 6-inch puck coils, how they can help you search through very heavy iron infested areas. The last coil I will talk to you about is this. This is the Detect Ultimate Spiral. This is a spiral wound coil to give the most depth available on the market of any coil. This is for the Minelab GPX series, but you'll also notice the search area is much wider on this coil. It's going to be throughout the entire center, allowing a multitude of targets to fall within this search area, maybe giving you false readings or hindering your GPX's or any machine's ability to discriminate the targets throughout the coil search area. Now I know that these are coils for multiple $1,000 machines, but let's be honest, not everybody has the money for those things. So this all applies to an entry-level coil or an entry-level machine, whether you're using a Bounty Hunter, an A series, or new Nocta Macro Simplex. All great machines, good for the money, good for starting, but you still need to be sharp on your coil selection to make sure that you get the best quantity targets and the best quality targets in the area you're searching. So if you reached down and you wrote a comment about which coil you thought I went to search for this large field with limited amount of time, maybe it's time to edit that comment, and I hope this made sense for you. Let's get right into the video, and I'm going to show you a great afternoon hunt where I only had an hour to search before the rain and even some construction woes. So let's get into it. So I bet you can guess right now which machine I picked. So I went with the CTX 3030. I love this machine, it's fantastic. I use a pretty wide open discrimination pattern, but my coil selection for this field, which you're gonna see right here, this field's been hunted a lot. A lot of good stuff's come out of it. So my expectation that things are deep. But if you'll notice, I got some rain clouds and I don't have a lot of daylight. So I'm gonna get the ground coverage with the big coil. I'm gonna get the good tones that I'm used to with the CTX. I'm not worried about it being an iron, and I got my first signal right here. So, pretty deep, but not too deep. Let's see what we got. I thought I heard it. I'm using the... Oh. That is the Minelab Profine 35. And I'm not super... Oh! Oh, what is that? I got a coin to start with. Alright, that's an Indian. How about that for a first good target? So I am super excited about that. We're gonna have to clean that up. It's not like focusing great, but that was the first target. It was really broken, really scratchy, and looks like I made a good choice of coils and machine selection. This is a pretty high tone, and I wasn't expecting much that it was gonna be great, but we'll go find out. Maybe. This Profine pinpointer. Oh, there we go. That is, oh, I think that's a wheat scent. All right, so I got an Indian and a wheat, And believe it or not, I've already dug a modern penny. And I knew that was a modern penny because it was up high. So we've hit the trifecta in 3 targets. So proper coil selection. And we ended up with a penny trifecta in 3 holes. Awesome. Maybe. This is a pretty classic nickel signal. And it's a piece of aluminum. Pull tab. Alright. It's a real nice one. It's all folded over. That's alright. 3 for 4 ain't bad. Okay, I had another nickel signal right behind that and something in the hole. My guess this could be a shotgun cap. Alright. Or am I right? Or am I right? Or am I right? Anybody know what movie that's from? Alright, good brass signal. Good brass target. Could have been a button. Alright, got another signal in the penny range. And I'm not real sure what that is. Oh, I know what that is. That is a beautiful colonial period flat button. Very early. And a nice one at that. Super clean. Alright, cool. So just while we were working, walking, swinging, and talking, the other reason that I chose, I should say, this machine is I could be a little more sloppy. I get a little more ground coverage. I could be a little more choosy with the signals that I'm digging. And it's not like the Deus or the GPX are bad machines, but when I'm going to go out and try to, I hate to use the word cherry pick, but be more selective in the targets that I dig, I tend to lead towards the CTX 3030. For me, it's a familiar machine, and it's overall, it's this big coil allows me to be a little more sloppy when I normally wouldn't. But honestly, if it wasn't for development, I wouldn't be like this sloppy. So we may have to investigate that. I think that's iron though. All right, let's do the next signal. Got a screaming high tone of 1246. It looks like I got me a silver. Yeah, looks like a Washington. You guys can probably see what that date is. It's getting pretty dark out here. So, awesome. So there you go, that's a quick hunt. I'm gonna throw some pictures at the end of this, but this is just a really great reason as to why coil selection is so important, whether you're going on an all-day hunt or just for 15 minutes or an hour like I am today. It makes a huge difference in your finds, your quality of finds, and your quantity of finds. I hope this video has been helpful. I hope you found it informative. If there's anything that you do that that I don't or we didn't talk about, drop that in the comments. I'd love to talk about it. I'd love to chat with you about it. If you like this kind of video and we can get over 100 thumbs up on this video, we'll do another informative kind of quick selection kind of video about machines, gear, whatever it is. My name is Matt. This is Gone Digging. Thanks for watching.